lots of people who want to create courses really struggle to choose what course they should create, what audience they should go after, those kinds of things. So I thought I'd show you a model that I use in making those kinds of choices. Hopefully this will be helpful to you. So basically what you're doing is, if you're a person who, like me, I'm interested in a whole lot of things. I have a little bit of expertise in a bunch of things. And it's like, so which things do I go after? What it comes down to is this concept of prioritizing product offerings. Lots of syllables there, but basically it's choosing which one to work on. So I like to use 3 key priorities in doing this. I actually have a spreadsheet that's got like 9 of them on it that I use for real when I do these things myself. But for simplification, let's look at 3 key things to prioritize. The first one is ease of creation. In other words, how much expertise do I have? And so when I look at these, let's say I've got a list of 10 different products that I could possibly do. So I'm looking, the first one is, how easy would it be for me to create a course or a product or coaching or something like that in that area? And it goes all the way from, hey, I could teach an hour class with no notes on this. I know this thing so easily. I could just stand up and talk and give people amazing information with no notes. Somewhere in the middle is, hey, I could teach with 2 hours of prep. I could put together a PowerPoint presentation, 2 hours of prep, and be able to go up and do that. All the way down to, hey, I can put it together, but it'll take me lots of work, lots of research to get to that point. And by the way, there's no judgments with any of these things. It's just look at and say, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being incredibly hard and 10 being incredibly easy, which ones make a lot of sense for me to do? And I'm going to show you how to graph this in just a moment. By the way, there's one more piece I like to consider in all this, which is, could I create a unique system that would make it easier for other people to achieve the transformation that they want? You know, a 5-step program, because those unique systems are what it takes to really market it. So if you've got a unique system that you can put together, even better. Okay, so we're going to create one of those fancy plus kinds of things, okay? So our horizontal thing is ease of creation. And it goes from this end easy to this end really hard, okay? Ease of creation. You're going to graph things along that. Now let's look at the vertical axis on this thing, which I like to do as personal joy and interest. In other words, if I'm going to be creating a course and I'm going to sell it to a whole bunch of people, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to spend hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of hours working in this area. I really want to work in areas where I've got a lot of personal interest and a lot of personal joy. I have a lot of things that I could be interested in that don't bring me lots of joy. And so I like to think about that as the second axis. So the first axis, this one going across, is ease of creation. This axis is how much joy does it give me? So I like to think about, okay, hey, this is something I think about even when I don't have to. I find myself thinking about while I'm mowing the lawn or taking a shower. I figure these things out. All the way down to, hey, this is personal drudgery for me to even contemplate this. So I've got minor degrees in economics, in accounting. Those would both be personal drudgery for me to try to teach a course about. So I'm not going to go there, okay? So if we go back to our graph, we've got our vertical axis, which is the personal joy axis, going from, hey, I love this, down to it's drudgery for me to think about this. So to look at it on the chart, we've got ease of creation from hard to easy, and then we've got joy from love it down to drudgery. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take our different product ideas and we're going to graph them on this particular graph. Okay, so, but there's one more thing that you do that with it. What you do is you take each one of those ideas and you display each option as a circle With the bigger the dollar offering that you have in terms of total dollars that you can see that you could potentially pull out of this market, the bigger the circle. And so what ends up happening is your graph ends up looking like this. Okay, I've got this thing right here, which would be very easy for me to create, and I love it. I'm very interested in it, and it's got a big market opportunity. Then this one is something that, hey, it's sort of in the middle. It's a smaller opportunity, and you can see going from here. Now, even though this one down here is a big dollar opportunity, it neither is bringing me a lot of joy, and it would be hard for me to create. And so I probably wouldn't want to go after this particular option. When you look at this, it's like, oh, this one makes a lot of sense. I probably ought to go after that. That's the power of doing this exercise, because it helps you to immediately see, hey, here's where my opportunities lie in terms of how easy it would be, how much joy it brings me, and how big the marketplace is for me to be able to participate in this. I hope that was helpful to you. I suggest you do a little exercise that. Take a couple of hours, go through, create that, list everything that you possibly could teach about, create this graph, and then look at it. And I bet you there's going to be things that jump off the page at you that say, hey, you should work on me. All right. Hope that helps. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff.